Dell Latitude P15F from 2011 rocking a Core i5 processor, 8GB of RAM, and Intel HD 3000 graphics, all for $75. Dell Latitudes are typically well-built machines that last a long time, and this one is no exception, and you'll definitely feel it in its weight considering it weighs over 5 pounds. However, because this laptop is so huge and over an inch thick, this thing has you absolutely booked for I/O. This thing has 3 USB, one of them being a 3.0 port, eSATA, HDMI, VGA, Ethernet, fax, SD, EC slots, and whatever the hell this port is, and an entire DVD-RW drive. This massive I/O selection is one reason why old Dell Latitudes are so desirable. And we haven't even taken a look at the inside of this thing. Once you take this thing apart, which is very easy by the way, only 4 screws on the bottom, you can upgrade basically everything: the CPU, RAM, hard drive, battery, and then there's even a couple of expansion slots. This laptop was running Windows 7 at some point, which makes sense because it was a business machine, but I just ended up installing Ubuntu and not this one. I installed this one, but it works just fine. It's really fast. The Core i5-2520M in here makes Ubuntu really speedy, and the 7200 RPM HDD isn't the fastest thing. I would like an SSD in it, but it's fast enough for running Ubuntu, and it will certainly run slower with Windows. Although 8GB of RAM might be a little bit excessive for Ubuntu, that means I can open 200 Chrome tabs without hitting the virtual memory. Okay, so now that we've covered what this laptop basically is, how does it perform, and is it usable in 2018? First off, for web browsing, this laptop has you covered, and it has a great keyboard and honestly average trackpad, both of which are usable, but definitely not up to today's standards. And watching videos works fine on this laptop, but the 1366x768 definitely leaves something to be desired, and the same can be said for the high quality speakers. However, a bad screen and bad speakers aren't really deal breakers for me, considering that this laptop was made for work and not necessarily for multimedia. Speaking of work, editing text documents and spreadsheets or whatever works perfectly fine on this laptop, although don't plan to be using this laptop for that long because battery lasts about 4 hours max. Admittedly, it's a bit worn down in there, but it's still not very great, especially by today's standards. On the gaming side of things, I really can't be sure about how this laptop would perform, mainly because it's running Ubuntu and every game I have is meant for Windows. But I have to say that, judging by this passmark score I pulled up from online, it's not going to be too great. It's basically becoming really mediocre nowadays, especially with the Intel HD 3000. In conclusion, this Dell Latitude is totally usable in 2018. It'll run most, if not all, modern applications. It'll definitely get the job done for everything else. And for the $75 price tag I picked this thing up for, it's definitely worth it if you find a Latitude at this price. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked it, make sure to drop a like or a sub. And just so you know, I have a Patreon now. If you want to support me, the link's in the description. Every donation helps. And yeah, see you in the next one.